ahead.
Good morning. Uh, Today is July 5th, 2011, Tuesday. Shubhoda Sidar and I have traveled all the way to India to speak with Dr. Amalendu De, a former distinguished professor of history of Jabalpur University, former president of Asia Society, and lot more. And a wife, a husband of noted lady Nasima Banu. So, Dr. De, where is your desh?
My country,
Your desh?
my desh is in Bangladesh.
Where?
I actually brought up in Madaripur town,
Okay.
but I had my own village, Chakdo, in the subdivision of Madaripur.
Madaripur. How far was it from the city? Madaripur city?
That is 20 miles away from Madaripur.
Oh, how did you used to travel?
We traveled by launch
Okay.
or by boat.
How long did it used to take?
In launch only 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
By boat nearly 5 hours.
5 hours. So, how was your village? Can you describe?
That was a very good village. In our locality, most of the Hindus lived.
Okay. In the majority area.
And there was an area where the Brahmins, particularly those who prepared horoscope,
Okay.
yes, they lived.
Achha.
And they were very much learned men.
Okay.
And they were acquainted with all the rituals of the Hindu community.
Okay.
And they were very much respected by the people,
Okay.
both the Hindus and the Muslims.
Okay. Now, how were the village life like? Were the schools there?
Regularly I visited the village.
Okay.
I enjoyed very much.
And
All the festivals were held in the village.
how many brothers and sisters you had?
My father married the second time.
Okay.
After the death of my mother.
Okay.
In the first marriage, we were 3 brothers
Okay.
and 2 sisters.
Okay.
And the second marriage, 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay. So all of you used to live in the village?
Yes, not village, in Madaripur.
Madaripur. But was there anybody living in the village?
Yes, my relations are there.
Are
Till now.
anybody still there?
They were in difficulty, but still some relatives are there.
Are there? Now, what about your wife's village? Where was she raised?
Actually, my wife came from Borishal district.
Borishal district.
She was the granddaughter of A.K. Fazlullah.
The Bengal's tiger.
Sri Bangla.
Yes, and
She belonged to that family.
family.
We were classmates.
Classmate. In college or in high school?
In the university.
In where?
University at the postgraduate level.
Which university?
Calcutta University.
Calcutta University.
And she was all through in Calcutta.
Okay.
After her birth there, she came here along with her father.
Okay.
And the family was here.
Okay.
And this family, they did not like India's two-nation theory.
Okay.
And they did not opt for Bangladesh.
Okay.
And her Jata Mosai called, that is elder brother of her father, elder brother. He was the district magistrate of Howrah
Okay.
district. And during the partition, after 1 year or 2 years after the partition, he was assaulted by his own peon.
Oh.
But he said, don't disclose my name in Bangladesh, then there will be riot.
Oh.
And actually that happened.
I see.
Somehow that news was leaked.
Okay.
And after that, there was a great devastation in Borishal district.
I see. So
Yes.
what year was that approximately?
That is in the year, I think, 1950 onwards.
Yeah, Borishal
Yes.
killing started in the
Yeah,
50s, I think.
50s.
50. Now, but then because when did you
These 2 brothers never opted for Bangladesh,
Yeah,
Pakistan. Never opted
these
for
2 Muslim brothers? Yeah.
The 2 brothers, they were opposed to Jinnah very
Jinnah,
much.
yeah.
Jinnah's two-nation theory.
Right.
So this family, actually was nationalist in a sense. They were followers
Pan-Indian nationalist.
of
Yes. Now, let me get it. So when you started, when did you go to university? When did you go to college?
university,
What?
college.
Yes.
In the year 1946, I came here for higher studies.
Okay.
But I had no relations here.
Okay.
I was in a Muslim area,
Okay.
in a room along with others,
Others.
in
Okay.
a big multi-story building.
What area of Calcutta?
Huh?
What area of Calcutta was that?
Marcus Square.
Marcos.
Marcus Square.
Now, when you met your would-be wife,
Yes.
Bodhi,
At the university level
Yeah.
in the year 1951.
so did that pose any pleasure or pain for you too?
Pleasure and pain both, because we belong to the ideologically to CPI,
The Communist Party.
Communist Party,
Yeah.
and we were in the students' front very much. She
Okay.
was also active in the students' front, very much active, and she was known to me in the year 1951.
Okay.
But gradually we developed liking of
Okay.
each other.
Okay.
Gradually. But we had pains thinking about the communal relations, particularly after the partition, and considering the condition of my family and also the condition of their family. They resided in Patsaka. So we had to think many times whether this should be realized in the form of marriage.
Okay.
And then ultimately it happened in the year 1955.
55.
So after passing the MA, and we had to face a lot of trouble after this marriage, because nobody gave us any rented room. So we were for some time in a hostel, in a mess.
Okay.
So we had to face many difficulties.
Yeah.
And she actually faced more difficulty because she came from an upper class.
Okay.
And I was penniless.
Okay.
I was then working in a college only. So hardships again, my father sent one of my sisters to me because it was difficult for him to keep her in East Pakistan. At the age of 13, she was then 13 years old. It was difficult for my father to keep her there.
So your father stayed back in when it became Pakistan.
She remained in East Pakistan.
East Pakistan.
It was difficult for him to come over here because the family was large. My younger brothers, they were studying in the schools. For that reason, for considering many things, she was in the beginning a Mukhtiar in the Madarpur bar.
Okay.
Then after some time, at the fag end of his life, he became a pleader.
Okay.
He became a pleader. But he was a Mukhtiar all through.
Okay.
And he was very popular as a lawyer.
Okay.
Very popular. But after the partition of the country, it was difficult to bring Muslim client. Muslims refused to go to the Hindu lawyers.
Oh.
This matter became very much disturbing for my father.
Okay.
So when I was studying in Kolkata from IA class, I was in difficulty because my father could not give me money all the time.
Because he didn't have much income like before.
Yes.
But you said he just sent his teenager daughter for safekeeping to India.
Yes.
Right?
Because I went there after 16th August 1946 when there was a riot in Kolkata. I had to face many difficulties. I have lost everything.
Oh.
My books and other things were lost in that house.
Okay.
3 days I was confined in the big building for 3 days. And the actually European soldiers rescued us
Oh.
from that condition.
What area of Calcutta was that?
That area, Marcus Square.
Oh, it's next to
Marcus.
that. I'm just let me reiterate that I'm doing this. We are doing this interview in Calcutta. That's why there are some noises outside, honking and everything else. Now, since yours is a very interesting situation, did you know because of partition anybody who were victimized, who were affected, and have you heard of any loss of
Yes,
homes?
I know many things.
Okay.
First of all, in Calcutta, just on the eve of the partition, I have seen the devastation in this city. Hindus suffered and the Muslims suffered. There was a time when I had to cross many dead bodies on the street
Really?
in Calcutta.
Yes.
Many dead bodies. There were both Muslims and Hindus. It was difficult to go and pass any area which was dominated by the Hindus or dominated by the Muslims. Casualties were there. Many casualties were there. So
Any of your extended family are they still in Bangladesh now? Were they victimized?
Yes.
Your family?
my family, I can tell you, very hard things. It is very difficult to narrate everything. There were some relations of us in the Bill areas. You know the Bill areas
Yeah.
in East Pakistan.
Yeah.
That is surrounded by river. Some areas where people used to live.
Marshy land.
There, marshy lands. There was a relations of us. There was a relation of us. And
Yes.
and one woman, she was I think 14 years old, our distant relations. She was regularly raped by Muslims and under threat. And she gave birth to a child. And afterwards, her whereabouts is not known to us.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a condition, pathetic condition of a family. Then we find, I cannot describe everything. What happened is this, that though this type of happenings were never in our close relations, this type of happenings were never in our close relations, but our family members were always under threat. For that reason, my father was compelled to send my sister, who was a step-sister, but in Calcutta nobody knows it. My wife actually, like a daughter, nurtured her. And she actually was admitted to a college and then passed the BA examination. Then I gave marriage to her. And this type of threatening was there all the time. So younger girls, East Pakistan became very much unsafe. We witnessed that.
Yeah. Now, what happened to your family? Are they still there, or they migrated to India?
But my father could not migrate to India because for financial reasons.
Okay.
And another reason, most prominent reason, I must say, that is important reason, the minorities who lived around us, they were very much close to my father.
Okay.
For their safety, as my father was a lawyer, for their safety my father decided to stay there. Instead of going to any camps, Cooper's camp like this, he decided to stay in East
So,
Pakistan.
were you able to visit him frequently, your family?
Yes.
Both of you, you and your wife?
I could not go there because at that time, those who had communist link, they were often arrested.
Okay.
I went there once, but my father told me secretly that there might be a warrant against you,
Okay.
and I had to come to Calcutta secretly. I had to come to Calcutta secretly. That is the incident after the partition of the country.
Okay.
After the partition of then I was very weak because I was living here and there during my studies and doing active politics. All these things, it badly affected my health, and I was ill.
Okay.
I was in the hospital for several months,
Okay.
and I went to Pakistan to take some rest, but I could not take some rest. When the warrant was declared against me, I had to come back again. This happened twice. Then, for 18 years, I could not meet my father.
Okay.
I could not meet my father in East Pakistan and my relations there.
So your father passed away, or he's
Yes,
still?
my father passed away a few years back
Okay.
in East Pakistan.
in Madaripur.
In
itself.
Madaripur.
Now, can I ask, have you ever heard of anybody, because of partition here in West Bengal or in Bangladesh, East Pakistan, anybody lost any home or property?
Yes,
or,
many people known to us, they lost everything. They came here, they resided in the Cooper's Camp and other areas.
penniless, just
They
shot on
were
their back?
penniless, they were known to me.
Yeah, homeless,
Yes,
became homeless overnight.
I used to move among them, also in Calcutta.
Now,
I witnessed everything.
Now, one more question. As you have written, you're expert in this. Bangladesh has lost, from East Pakistan, Bangladesh together has lost. Minorities are down from almost 30% to less than 10%. Estimated loss close to 50 million, including descendants. How come Hindus had to flee Bangladesh, but not West Bengal? Muslims didn't have to flee West Bengal. What might be the reason? Because West Bengal Muslim population, as a matter of fact, gone up.
The main reason was this, that here a democratic and secular movement was very much powerful in West Bengal.
Okay.
Even after the partition, the left forces and the Congress also advised the Hindus to follow the secular democratic ideals and not to disturb the Muslims.
Okay.
And because for that reason there was no exchange of population in this area.
But on the other hand, the same leaders, many of them were East Bengali, they themselves didn't live with the Muslims.
They did not.
Did not. They left Bangladesh to come to West Bengal.
No.
And if they left Bangladesh to come to West Bengal,
No.
and if they had that, why couldn't they follow their dream in their own home?
The Hindus who came here, they had no communal bias. They had no communal, because in eastern parts of Bengal, among the Hindus, there was a powerful nationalist movement all through.
Yeah, but
Many young men came from East Bengal,
yeah,
and they sacrificed their lives for the cause of united India.
yeah.
But when there was partition, they actually did not take part in any communal riot.
No, but why couldn't they stay back in their own home, like their idealism?
Not idealism, because it was difficult to live in East Pakistan. Many acts were passed from right from 1947. Those acts affected the Hindus very much, their properties and other things.
Yeah. Now, we are almost then. Do you know, would you think anybody benefited because of partition of Bengal? Did anybody benefit? If so, who? If not, why not?
Yes, there was a beneficiary section. Those who had landed properties and upper stratum of Hindu communities, they came here and they were employed. They were in good position. But those who were minimum income group, they were in difficulty. They were in difficulty.
And what about in Bangladesh?
In Bangladesh also, we find the Muslims. Here, Urdu-speaking Muslims, they went in large number to Bangladesh. And there was also a Bengali-speaking people. Those who lived here, coming from East Bengal, lived in western parts of Bengal, they also left en bloc to Bangladesh, for Bangladesh.
So do you think they benefited?
They are benefited. They were employed, Muslims were employed there, but Hindus, upper stratum, were employed there. Lower stratum Hindus, those were agrarian people, they had to work hard, they had to labor hard for their survival.
Yeah.
And particularly the Shudras and other scheduled castes, they suffered very much.
Yeah. Can you think then Hindus and Muslims can live together? Of course, you are living together, but at a larger, not an individual level, at personal.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
I feel personally, don't compare me.
Yeah.
Compare this question, don't apply with regard to me. But if I have thoroughly studied both the communities, Hindus and the Muslims. I have known the Muslim community very intimately.
Of course.
Very intimately.
Of course.
And also the Hindu community.
Absolutely.
And I am still living in a colony area.
Yeah. That means mostly East Bengali refugee area.
But because my wife is working in a school here, and she had a role in building up that school for the refugees, she is very much respected in this country. Now, these two communities will remain separate. There is no scope to move together. And there is no scope for intermingling of these two communities in the social sphere. These two communities, these two trains will remain separate. Parallel. Will remain separate, parallel. And what I feel is this, that these two communities in Bengal, eastern parts of Bengal and eastern and western parts of Bengal, they should maintain actually secular and democratic spirit. Let them live peacefully and develop peacefully.
Great.
And that is my object, and I am working for that.
Of course, you're presenting with your life. You know.
Yes.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask you want to add? You want to say that I didn't ask you? Is there something that I didn't? You want to add? You want to say?
I want to add this thing is this, that Bengali Muslims, particularly those who moved in support of Jinnah, that step, they did not explain or discuss in a retrospective way that there was a mistake. That you won't find anyone in eastern parts of Bengal to say that partition was bad. Partition was bad to us, but to them it was not bad.
I see.
Because they were very much benefited after the upper stratum Hindus were driven out from eastern parts of Bengal. They got very good posts. They got very much advantageous posts in the teaching area and other things.
Property and estates.
And Hindu properties were actually distributed among them, and they occupied many properties. And for this reason, unless there is retrospection, self-analysis, self-criticism, the Muslim community won't be able to actually criticize the worst effect of two-nation theory in an objective manner. I feel so.
Yeah, of course I have heard so many anecdotes from you throughout all, from 47 until 2011, your experiences you were just mentioning. So we do not have time for all of it. So I really thank on behalf of Shubho and me.
I don't know, because you came to me at the fag end of my life at the age of 83. I have seen the partition of India. I have seen the partition of Bengal. I have seen the sad plight of the people, both Hindus and Muslims. And I am also still now experiencing very bad things. I can tell you. One of my close relatives, she came to me day before yesterday she is working in a house as a cook in some areas outside Calcutta. She came to me for some help. And her two children, one son and one daughter. In this way, she gave them education. And they passed the school final examination. And they were admitted to polytechnic schools there in Moffatshell area. And came to me for some financial help. This way, I am still burdened with the partition. Still, even at the back end of my life.
And 60 years since, 64 years from then.
Because that girl is very much close to me in a sense that her mother was a sister of mine, close sister of mine, and her grandfather was a saint, and he resided in East Pakistan and always entertained people after the performance of pujas. But after his death, this family was in difficulty, and this is the plight of a member of that family. I tell you.
So it's
the partition episode is lingering.
continues till today.
Continue. How long it will remain, I don't say.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you again. Namaskar.
I bring my